Yes, sir. You know what it is. Put the heaviness shit on our back and climb up that hill. It's Aaron McKee. It's Steph Ronan. We represent the 404 Heelz. And this is Word on the Street.
Word on the street.
5.
Word on the street. Let's go. How you feel about Jey Uso?
Yes. See, this is why when I said he ain't gonna win the Intercontinental Champion, I don't want him to win the Intercontinental Champion. The whole comment section was blowing up like, you don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah.
And all types of shit, bro. But I know what I was talking about because I knew WWE's way of booking. They always do this shit, man, and it drives me insane. Why don't you just don't put the belt on them and put the belt on them at a right time and let them have it longer? Why would you just, internet book? Because everybody want it, we're going to give it to them, and then we're going to take it away. So you know what you just did? You just made him a champion for 3 Raws.
Yeah.
And you takes it away. That makes me mad because you wasting Braun Breaker's run. You're interrupting his run. And then now you giving Jey, you kind of demoted Jey. Because think about it, his 2 matches were what? Against Xavier Woods and what else? Who was the other match?
Who was the other match? I don't think it was another match, was it?
Did he have 2 title defenses before?
Fuck, I'm blanking right now. But it was Xavier Woods and then... No, I think that was it, man.
Oh, bro, that's not...
Yeah, because he just came out with his son the first week he won it.
Right.
The next week. And then it was Xavier Woods. And then it was the setup for Braun. And then it was losing to Braun.
See, I think they wasted that,
Yeah.
And plus, I already knew how WWE books. They don't book for what makes sense and storyline wise. They book what makes money. And there's a whole lot more money when Jey Uso in the Bloodline storyline than it is him being Intercontinental Champion. Because of who's all involved. That's where he made his bones. So that's why it wasn't because I ain't like. That's my guy. Trust me, the Usos are my favorite tag team of all time.
Yes,
like me, it's the greatest tag team of all time. So those are my peoples. But again, don't do that to them. Don't give them the belt to take it away. I ain't like it. That's some bullshit. It's some bullshit. Waste of time.
All right. So I don't know why you give him the belt that short of time, but I don't fucking understand it. Makes no sense. I don't get it. Get it. But I'm going to piggyback off what I heard on Busted Open. And they're like, look, he was at the SmackDown when his brother was dragged out, Jimmy, bloodied and battered. And he stayed the fuck out of it. He stayed the fuck out of the story. And then he comes out and talk like he stays out. And then he loses his belt and he's supposed to get back in the story. So he cares more about his belt than his brother. That's what I was like. Ooh, that makes that makes sense.
Well, what's been told is the word on the street is Jey Uso left the building. Then that happened because what happened at the end of the show.
Okay,
Jey Uso already went home.
But Jey was on the dark match, and we all know that because we're the fucking internet community. Jey was on the dark match that night.
Oh, like real life, he was on.
He was on the dark match, so he was in the building, and we all know that. Yeah.
Well, never mind. I guess that's not the word on the street. Then. So I was wrong.
But before I heard that on Busted Open, my thing is, I kept hearing that Braun Breaker was getting turned babyface. And when he came out and shook Jey Uso's hand, I was like, here we go. It's a start. Right. But then he turned on him again. I was like, God damn it, what the fuck? So then...
Booking. That's all it is.
No, listen. So then we get the stare off with Braun and Jacob, right? So what if Jacob and the Bloodline kind of caused Braun Breaker, listen, we're not bringing Sammy back into this Bloodline feud. We're bringing Braun Breaker as the 4th member. Not as a Bloodline, but just to help in War Games. Because he wants revenge on this new Bloodline too. And that intensifies Braun and Jacob's feud that you have going on right now. So I think there still might be truth to this Braun Breaker turning face. If he comes out, let's say Roman, Jimmy, Jey, they're getting pounded by the Bloodline. Or even Jey, just Jey on Raw is getting pounded again. And Braun Breaker finally has a change of heart because he lost the title to Jacob Fatu, and he comes out and wrecks shop against the Bloodline. Instant babyface, bro. If you help these 3, you're instant babyface. Shit. Fuck, hell, Austin Theory. Austin Theory, hear me out, bro. Just run in, go into business for yourself, and help the bloodline, bro.
Yeah,
he deserves a push, bro.
You right about that, man. You right about that.
Montez Ford, run out there.
Damn. Yeah, Montez too. You right about that. You've been heavy on that train for a long time, man.
Bro, I've been on it for what, 2 years, Montez Ford?
You know, but you know what? I don't think they give him the push.
Why?
I feel like somebody behind the scenes don't feel like he's ready. Someone feel like he's still kind of green in certain areas. They don't see main event material.
Yeah.
So what they do is, if they see you as main event material, they will push you in that way. But somebody don't see him as main event material.
And you know what kind of sucks right now is that, like we talked about in the fan questions, was that like the tag team, they're trying to beef it up a little bit. Maybe we're not. We might talk about that later, but they're trying to beef up the tag teams basically. So like they're the most entertaining tag team, him and Angelo Dawkins. So they might keep them together. You know what I mean? So, but Jey Uso, fuck, that sucks. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, it's the booking. Like, I've been noticing WWE's booking lately has been really indecisive. It's been kind of going like this, and I'm used to it going like this.
Yeah.
Now it's going like this.
There's so many roads it can go down.
But I'm thinking maybe Triple H is listening to the internet a little bit too much. Maybe he needs to pull back and just do what he needs to do and stop listening, stop reacting to what people are saying.
I thought it was crazy though that like we were all talking on the internet wrestling community that like we all thought it was gonna be bloodline interference. Jey Uso loses, and then that shit fucking happens. And we're like, what the fuck? We're supposed to be like, but it did piss everyone off, and that's Triple H made a career out of pissing people off. You know what I mean?
That's true. But again, I would have booked him that way. I would have preferred him just kept doing what he was doing, and I wouldn't have booked him in that fucking sorry ass storyline with fucking Rhea Ripley. That was garbage.
Well, that was just for a little fan, like, boom, we'll give it to you for real quick, and then we're done with it. Type
and you know what?
You know?
And here goes my problem with that shit, bro. It's like, who are you booking this shit for? You booking it for these motherfuckers over people like us?
Yeah, just look. Hey, why? They put their hands in everything. That shit?
Because they said no matter what we book, y'all motherfuckers still gonna watch. So
yeah, that's true.
That's what they say.
But all right, so we're gonna have another head-to-head night with NXT and Dynamite, and it's because of election night.
When is it?
It's gonna be November 6th. Because election night's November 6th. They're doing it November 6th. Guess what? WWE's petty ass goes and do, and I love it. Did you hear?
What they putting?
Did you hear where the event's going down on November 6th and it's sold out within minutes?
Where?
ECW's old stomping grounds in Philly, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think it seats 1,300 tickets, but that's the shit they do.
If you shoot it right, it looks wild.
I know, bro, and it's gonna be so loud too because it's so loud in there, and I'm like. But that's what WWE is so petty, and I love it. I love it, bro. I love it. They're like,
we're gonna get petty. Why do you think this is petty?
Because they're like, we're gonna have to go head to head with Dynamite that night. We would beat them just straight up, regardless. But let's do something. Let's put it in the ECW arena, and then that's just gonna get hella eyeballs, bro.
Oh,
because you want to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a landmark. It's a popular mainstay in pro wrestling.
And what's crazy is, I would say, with how all out AEW goes, they're more closely related to ECW than NXT is. Like the matches put on with Darby Allen's going through glass. We're going through tables. We're going through glass.
Hardcore.
Yeah, like the hardcore element is definitely more AEW than
it's always
WWE.
Been a prominent thing in AEW.
Yeah, but
will
WWE do it
so much more? I don't know why they're doing it so much more often. I don't know.
Will WWE NXT do like hardcore shit during this show since it's in that arena, or will they just do a regular NXT show?
Shit, who knows, man? Who knows?
I'm interested to see.
That show, the viewership of that show will do good, obviously, if they add, again, main roster superstars when they do shit like that. Now,
Yep.
if they don't have no main roster superstars, the simple fact that they're on the CW, which is a network television air, you don't need cable to watch that shit. You obviously gonna get more views than a cable network show like Dynamite on TNT.
Yeah.
So that's that factor as well. You know what I mean? So again, real shit. Again, it's like fantasy is fantasy, but when it comes to reality, that's why it's on CW. That was a big contract signing to get. When SmackDown was on Fox, WWE always have at least one of their shows on free air TV, like CW, UPN, Fox. You know what I mean? Shit, Saturday Night Main Event is going to be what on NBC, right?
NBC and Peacock.
You see what I'm saying?
It's gonna be dope,
they
bro.
know it's just to gravitate more eyes. You know what I mean? But in the ECW arena, hey, we'll see. We'll see.
I hope they do. I hope they do pay tribute. And people are saying Paul Heyman's going to show up, and I'm like, absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not.
They would not mess up that storyline
unless by then, which is like 10 days away, he reappears on SmackDown or something. It's not happening. It's not happening.
No.
Yeah.
Too much money in that storyline.
So we get kind of a serious subject here, but since the release of the McMahon documentary, we all know about the Ring Boy scandal, right? We had the guy who was hiring the teenage boys to set up the rings, and this is like 70s, 80s, and I guess diddling them, if you will. Diddling them. I don't know what I don't know the specifics, but Linda McMahon is now involved in a lawsuit. I don't know, what, a month after this documentary comes out? What's with the timing? Why is this lawsuit now? So it's Vince, Linda, they're saying Linda knew, and she ignored it. And then they pull like clips from, I forget the dude's name. I think it was like Mel. And there's like fucking like weird interviews in like the 90s and shit when Linda and Vince were saying like inappropriate shit like, oh, we all knew he had a foot fetish. It was weird. And then they even go on to say we kind of knew he had an attraction to boys and it was weird. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah, bro, man. You gotta.
What was this?
The story just broke yesterday, bro, about the lawsuit with Linda McMahon and Vince. But I'm just saying, like, with relativity to when the documentary just came out and now there's a new lawsuit, it's like, God, man, like, and that was.
You already know what that is. You already know what that is, man.
Because everyone, man, it's so bad to say. People, like, it's just, you bring it back. No, if no one made that documentary, would this be a lawsuit right now?
Right. Who knows, bro? Who knows?
We don't know, but
he was getting sued while he was making a documentary.
but then when I read into it, I'm like, God damn, they do seem pretty fucking guilty now because they knew this dude was a creep, and then they fired him. Excuse me, they fired him and then hired him back 6 weeks later. And that seemed to be the trend in the McMahon documentary. Is that like they would fire someone because they were inappropriate or something, and then they would like be like, "No, we can rehire him after a month. He's learned his lesson." Like, I don't get it, bro.
So they wasn't fired; they was suspended. Pretty much.
Yeah, suspension. Probably got some pay under the table.
Yeah, bro. That's a tough pill to swallow, man. Like, wow. So if Linda's involved now, what if it pulls Stephanie McMahon back in because she just recently supposedly to return
WrestleMania 41
character, but backstage to WWE, right?
I would love Stephanie to come back as an on-screen character. How do you like that Triple H kind of stays away? Like Vince he would come out more off, like even towards the end when he stopped playing Vince would still come out. But Triple H will just come out to announce like, hey, are you ready, PLE? And then he goes back, or he'll just do a belt. Do you think he'll ever get back into a character?
It'll be hard for him to do it now
because he's so injured and retired and all that.
Yeah,
but
I don't think he has another match. If he does, I'll be surprised.
No, I'm not saying a match. Do you think he'll ever come back as like an authority figure in like
the authority?
Yeah.
Who knows? That he could probably do.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Yeah, of course. The authority.
Yeah, dude. Triple H could be a 4-time Hall of Famer, bro. You're thinking Evolution, DX, just Triple H, and then we can go fucking what he is right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Content creator.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. But good luck, Linda.
Hey, that's hey, you know, for her to know all this stuff about her husband per se, and still be and not divorce him or whatever.
Well, she was I guess a true ride or die, or just really likes money. I don't know. I don't mean to call a woman out by her name, but it seems like Vince treated her like not the best, but she stayed around. You know,
Oh, maybe Vince ain't have to treat her at all. She treated herself. You feel me?
maybe she was dabbling a little too.
She like,
Maybe she texted Val Venus a couple times.
hello, ladies. Hey, Linda. Oh, what the
Val, bro. I listened to Godfather on the Chris Van Fleet podcast, bro. And he was when they turned him into the Good Father, and they just basically cut Val Venus because they were going PG. They're like,
right.
"Yeah, you're gone, bro." And then they turned him into the Good Father, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out, guys." He's like, because Godfather say he always made money off like strip clubs and shit he owns. So
Yeah.
like he was like Vince always treated me different because he knew I didn't give a fuck. He's like, if I'm not getting this paycheck, I'm gonna be okay.
Right.
So
right.
he just talked about that all the time. They're like, I can't believe you got away with that. He's like, what's he gonna do? Fire me? Yeah. But then once he said the Good Father, he's like, nah, guys, I'm
The
out.
Good Father.
Bro, tell me why I didn't even know he was Papa Shango for the longest time, bro.
You didn't know? I thought you knew that,
For the
bro.
longest time, bro.
Yeah, he's Papa Shango, man.
I was like, God damn, that is
Karma
him,
was
bro.
Karma.
Yeah.
The fighting machine, Karma.
Who was he in Nation? Nation of Domination. I forget what name he was. Mustafa?
Mustafa. Was he
Mustafa. Yeah, Mustafa. Yeah.
So yeah, he's been
Good
around.
dude, bro. He sounds like a great hang, bro. Sounds like a great hang.
Yeah, him and Taker are tight, bro.
Yeah.
Taker, bro. Yeah, I like Taker.
Yeah.
I like Taker. See, and to me, I think Taker is one of the most underrated people on the mic. They always talk about how I think Taker was always kilted on the mic. You know what I'm saying? He has charisma like crazy.
Especially when he was American Badass. You know? That's when he started talking a lot.
That's when I was like, yeah. I didn't even like that gimmick that much, but I liked when he was on the mic. Because they gave him to showcase his skills.
Yeah.
Wait, man. Yeah, American Badass.
I don't remember how long he was American Badass, but I remember when he came back and you heard that gong again.
Yeah.
Boom. I was like, oh, like, it was so crazy, bro.
Here goes another clip. This is a real for us. Your favorite Undertaker. Your favorite version of the Undertaker. Throughout all the Undertaker there is.
The Undertaker I grew up watching in the 90s on all those VHSs. Like the Dead Man. The one with Paul Bearer. Oh, like, oh.
Yeah.
Kane Undertaker. Undertaker. Like, that was the best. The best.
You saying the purple and the black Taker.
Yeah. And that's then I would say it ends at Mick Foley going off the cage, kind of like, so I guess the 90s, basically, you know?
Yeah. So, your favorite Taker. That's mine too.
Yeah. It has to be, man. It has to be. And then the match with AJ Styles to like end his career was amazing. So
do you remember the casket match he had with Yokozuna back in the day?
Bro.
And then they pushed the casket, and then all of a sudden it caught flame, and everybody stood back, and then all of a sudden they saw like lightning hit the casket. I don't know how they did that. Shit was dope. And then it showed like the spirit of the Undertaker like rising up, bro. You remember that shit, bro?
Yeah. I remember I went to a Raw when it was Undertaker versus Kane.
Damn.
Back in the day.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Purple Taker.
And honestly, what was crazy is I remember the sign I made was DX sucks. And now I'm like, I fucking love DX. I was like, what was my little ass thinking, bro?
Because there was Heelz, and you was a good guy.
Yeah.
I was a little kid.
I was stupid.
You was a little kid.
All right, bro.